Well. We are here yet again, everyone. We are gathered here today to review another dinosaur. Because what is the meaning of life if you can't collect dinosaur figures? Because dinosaur figures make life pretty gosh dang more enjoyable. Because life honestly ain't that fully enjoyable because it sucks. Because last I checked, dinosaurs didn't have to pay taxes, and that's what is it? That's pretty based. That's pretty based that dinosaurs didn't have to pay taxes, and I enjoy that. But today we will be reviewing the newest figure, one of the newest things that have came out, the Nanmu Studios Berserker Empress, or the Indominus Rex. And Nanmu, now I've been collecting like their Smart Series figures since they came out. I like the Smart Series figures. Personally, I feel like every company should do figures. And Nanmu is more known for their, Their just, standalone statue figures. But for me, there should every company should do actual articulated figures. It just opens the media and opens basically, the pockets of all of your customers twice as much, because a dinosaur figure or a dinosaur statue is cool, but a posable dinosaur figure or a posable dinosaur statue is even better. And that basically makes the statue a figure. So here's a box. Great box. Great photo of the Indominus Rex right here. Ignore the light. I gotta bring light. It's very bright. Wonderful photo of Indominus. Berserker Empress. Side of the box. Another wonderful photo of Indominus Rex on here. Some of the things about her, her head, her body, arm, feet, and then back to the front. Top, bottom, whole bunch of legal English me. Mumbo, margin, and jargon and legal stuff that I can't read because it's not English. And some QR codes. Scan it. You don't know if it will take you, if you'll get $1 million or you'll die. It's a risk you have to be willing to take. And here she is in her great, destructive, chaotic, the annihilation of Jurassic World beauty, the Nanmu Smart Series Indominus Rex. This is the, as you can see, this is the normal gray one. I wanted to get the tiger one, but it was out of stock when I went to get them. So I got the gray one. It's just as good. It's just a different paint scheme. I can see here literally getting ready to fall over. But I wanted the tiger one, but this will work just as great. I can't complain about it. It's an amazing figure. One just has orange and white, while the other one is just gray. Now, before we move on to the figure, let's go over her accessories. She has a good amount of accessories, not a crazy amount, but a good little chunk of them. So, first accessory, you get a stand. It's a standard issue Nanmu Smart Series stand. Nothing crazy. I like the stands. I like the claw for the stand. I don't like the stand itself. Like the Carno, for example, the stand is too big for the Carno. Like, it's this size, but the Carno only stands like this tall. So it doesn't make sense. But I like the stand. The stand's real cool. And she also comes with an extra set of hands and claws. Now, I've already swapped off her default claws, which are, give me one second, these two. These are the default ones that you get with her out of the box. These relaxed kind of claws, just these hang down claws. You get one of these claws, which is like a on the ground, holding her weight up type of claw. And then, hold on, give me one second. She then gets a kind of an open relaxed hand, an open relaxed claw, and then a really open claw. Now, the detailing on these things, really nice. I like the color. I like the paint apps. Indom is a very basic color dinosaur. She's just gray. And so there's not a whole bunch, but the detailing, the scales, you can see every individual scale on here. And the claws are all painted this nice dark jet matte black. Great. I like the coloring. It's simplistic. It works for Indominus. I'm not going to complain about it. Now, how to attach the claws. Very easy, very simple. So in order to attach said claw, take your Indominus. You can see I have hers out. Just take the hand and pop them in. Here's the other claw. And then like the peg hole is like right there. Like it's just a simple peg hole. Now you can heat it up. Like if you want to heat them up. I didn't. So that's why you're not seeing me heat them up. But there they go. They're in. Great flexibility, articulation. We'll go over that later. But yeah, that's how you put the hands on. Alright, so those are her claws and all their accessories. But now let's go over the Indominus Rex herself. Now the figure itself, amazing detail. Amazing, absolutely amazing scale detail. This is a very, very good figure. Like, when it comes to Nanmu, I understand their prices. I kind of understand everyone's prices except for SH Monster Arts. But I understand their price because these figures, their Smart Series figures, are so detailed. Just looking at her head, like being able to see the color of her eye and her pupil is just crazy. You can see all the scales on her head, on her face. Here's the top of her head. Just all those scoots and osteoderms running down. Her quills, these are soft plastic, so you actually don't have to worry about breaking these. They're all soft plastic. They're still detailed pretty well. Going down the neck, you can see all the osteoderms and the rigid and the plating coming onto her arms. She has more of these quills going down her arms. And I feel like a figure like this really will show people the actual like full what's the best way to describe it, like scale of the dinosaur, because most people probably didn't notice these quills on her arm in the movie. And I'll be honest, I didn't notice it. And then I got the figure and I looked it up and she did have these quills and I was like, that's actually kind of cool. But yeah, she has stuff like that, and then more of these big old osteoderms and plates on her back coming down to the leg. Big scale detail. Oh, you get these bigger scales amongst the little ones. Then come down to the calf. Big, large, muscular calf and leg. Ankle. Typical dinosaur ankle. And big old Indominus feet. Big old fat, chunky Indom feet. And the tail. This is like my only one. If I had to give like one honest kind of like issue with the figure, I don't think her body is proportioned correctly to her tail, because for one, her tail seemed longer in the movie than it does in the on this figure, and this tail doesn't give a good enough counterbalance. She is very front heavy compared to perfectly balanced. Her weight isn't in her hips; it's all here. So she is very top heavy. That's why she has to stand. But Nanmu, if there's one thing, and this is kind of one thing I want for like all companies that make dinosaur figures, from Mattel to Beasts of Mesozoic and Nanmu, please add more weight to the tail. Have the tails be heavier to properly counterbalance the figures. That's the one thing I would say. I want the figures more like properly counterbalanced. So add more weight to the tail, to the base and the midsection of the tail. They should have a bit more weight to counterbalance the main part of the body. That's really about it for that I can say right now. I have gripes with the figure, but yeah. Paint wise, like I said, she's a really, Indom's just a gray and white, but she does have some blues, like these hints of bluish purple in her head and in her face. You can't see it, I'm pretty sure you never see this in the movie, but you could see that there's some blues. There's some blue, like a bluish purple. In the mouth is a beautiful fleshy pink. Like, this looks like the inside of this thing's mouth. Teeth look really good. They're kind of like a clear plastic, which I like. I like how the teeth are kind of like see-through. Underbelly is a lighter gray compared to the top, which is a much darker gray. That lighter gray keeps going down for the underbelly, all the way down, all the way through the body, out to the tail. So paint apps, great. Detailing, absolutely amazing. Like, I cannot complain about this figure. This is cool. I like it. Let's go over her articulation. So articulation-wise, your Indominus, your Berserker Nanmu Smart Series Indominus has a very, very wide range. Not, I wouldn't say perfect, but a very wide range of articulation. So starting off with the head, so you can look up. So there's what you can see that there's 3 segments to the neck. Okay, so you have one for the head. Let me not hold it by her neck, but you can. This segment alone moves. The second segment alone moves, and then the third segment you can kind of shift forward and back. So you can actually get a very good looking up. So you can look up very well, but you can't look down that far. But you can look up. You can make her stare up at anything, just not looking down. Next, we got, of course, jaw articulation. Her mouth does open pretty wide. You can fit your finger in there, fit your, little sibling's finger in there and make her bite it off or something if you want. I probably would do that if I had little siblings, but I don't. Next, we have the arm. You can rotate these a full 360. I'm just not a big fan of rotating joints 360s. Elbow joint, and then the wrist swivel and pivot back and forth and stuff. Midsection of the body, just kind of like the neck, like the base of the neck. You don't got a whole bunch. You can twist it and kind of up and down, but nothing too crazy. Then we come to the leg. Now, I don't know if this will be for everyone's Indominus, but my Indominus is kind of stiff. So you can hear it, like I like hearing that. It's just stiff. So her leg can go forward and back. You get a bend at the knee, which I don't understand why her right leg is impossible. But the left leg just kind of goes. Like, here, this is her left leg, her left knee goes well. All right, so you get that bend at the knee. I just can't get it for the right one for some reason, and I'm not going to push it crazy. You then get a bend here at the ankle, and you actually get a very good movement at the foot. I'm about to say, I'm like, that is her ankle. Like, anatomy-wise, this is her ankle. You get a good articulation at the foot, and then articulated toes. And also, I'm going to comment about this. I'm going to make a thing about this. For all, companies, can this just be the standard? Like, can this just be the new standard? So I'm talking Nanmu, hopefully Mattel, but I doubt they would do it. Beasts of the Mesozoic, I'm really hoping they would do it. Haya, SH, all of them. This should just be the standard. Like, articulated toes and fingers and stuff. I understand why they aren't that big of a thing, but to me, they kind of should be, seeing how Nanmu is doing it. They're doing it on their figures. Haya has done it on Shimo. So it's clearly doable and very easy to do. Please do it. Please do it. Like, this is an amazing feature. For one, it helps just in balancing the figures, but two, it's just another just cool detail for the figure. And I don't see this as like harming anything. This is only adding to the figure, like to the figure's just overall appeal. For me, everything. Articulated toes, possibly articulated fingers, but toes at least. The toes at least. Come on. All right, so back to the articulation. Had to go on that little rant right there. I had to go on that little yap session. We get to the base of the tail. You can swivel it. It has some decent range. Midsection of the tail. Midsection of the tail can rotate kind of left and right. And then the next section, that left and right. Then the final end, tippity tip tap end of the tail. I think this is bendy wire, but I'm not pushing it to find out. But I kind of think it is, because I've been able to somewhat bend it into slightly different poses. So possibly bendy wire in the full tip of the Indom tail. So we have gone over her articulation, her paint apps, and her detailing. So now let's go over size. Indominus is about 17 inches in length and about, I want to say about 8 inches in height up to the head. But let's do some good old-fashioned size comparisons. Here she is against the Haya Godzilla. Here she is against the Hammond Collection Baryonyx. And here she is compared to the beasts of the Mesozoic Dilophosaurus. Now, you might also be, due to the fact of just convenience, want to know her size comparison compared to other figures from the Smart Series line. The Smart Series Carnotaurus. Here she is compared to the JP3 Raptor. And here she is compared to the Statosaurus Rex. How would I rank the Nanmu series Indominus Rex? I give it a good, oh my god, ugh, chaotic as the actual character in the movie. Like, deadass. Like, she's been trying to eat herself off this entire time I've been recording. But how would I rank this figure? Freaking amazing. And I do say that about every figure. I think I probably will say that for almost basically every figure. But I love the Nanmu Smart Series. I like how they're going down the articulated figure route. I prefer articulated figures over just standalone statues. There's just, a very set, limited amount of stuff you can do with the statue compared to the articulated figure. Now, I do love Indominus. Sadly, I didn't get the Indoraptor. I would have loved to get the Indoraptors, but at least I got Indom. I'm really wanting to get the Spino. I wouldn't mind the Bull Rex, but I'm looking at those Spinos really, really, really hungrily. I want them. So overall, yes, the Nanmu Smart Series Indominus Rex, get it. Pick it up. It is a wonderful addition to your collection. It is worth the time, worth the money, and it is a good, pretty penny. But that's the Smart Series from Nanmu. Their quality does hold up. These figures are actually really good. They're really resistant, and I like them. So Nanmu, keep up the great work. I like this figure. I would say pick it up. All right, everybody. If you enjoyed this review, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Share this video with someone else that you know that likes dinosaurs or Godzilla or other collectibles, typically in the Godzilla dinosaur line. But other than that, have a great day, stay amazing, and stay awesome, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.